so how do we build software today? Okay, my background is a software engineer. Okay, generally what happens, we have a project manager, we'll have a business analyst, we'll have some testers, we'll have some software developers, that type of thing. We'll all get together. You guys will write out some requirements. You'll pass me across some diagrams. You'll talk to me about what you want the software to do. We'll use this really cool thing called Agile, and we'll sprint and come up with our MVP, and we'll release out to the customers and learn early. That's how we build software today. Okay, so what is the problem with that? Okay, the problem is, what happens is when you pass the requirements and what you want the software to do across to me, I respectfully say thank you. I put those in my top drawer, and then I start writing the code directly based on what you've told me. And there's a massive disconnect between what you've said and what's actually occurring in the code. Now, that leads to all sorts of problems, okay, especially around knowledge turnover within the business. When new software developers join the business and so forth, your technical debt will start to go up, and eventually you'll lose momentum, and you won't be able to develop that bit of software anymore, and then you'll go into a rewrite. Yes, the dreaded rewrite. And what is the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. But that's what we're doing in the software industry today. And probably the worst problem is what happens to the poor developer. Is this. Okay, the poor little developer down here is just getting harassed from every single direction through the actual process. All right, so what's the solution? Okay, the solution is Codebots. Okay, imagine if we took those requirements, that natural language that you wrote, those diagrams that you drew, the talking that we did in all those meetings, and not only did you understand it, but also I understood it, but a bot understood it as well. And if that bot can understand that and then write most of the code for us, that frees up the team to work on the real creative problems. And that's what Codebots is about. Okay, it's about code that writes code. Okay, the main areas that contribute to Codebots as a platform are artificial intelligence, model-driven engineering, and domain-specific languages, all rolled up in one for Codebots. All right, so there's a few rules for Codebots to make sure that we all play safe. Okay, they need to be complementary to Agile processes. We love Agile, don't touch Agile. Okay, Agile's great. Okay, we aim to write 100% of the code, but we don't expect it. So at the moment, about 92.68% of the code, our customer code, is written by a bot, and the remaining percentage is written by a human. Okay, and we're constantly pushing that percentage up. We write both the development and the testing targets. Okay, so the bots get you a very high code coverage straight off the bat. Okay, we use models at compile time and not at the runtime, and that's a HR reason. And most importantly, they cannot write their internal code, okay, because we don't want to have Skynet running away and taking over the world. Very important rule, that one. All right, so our results so far. Okay, so we've helped startups get through to the MVP, right through to large government organisations. Our best example in that is the Department of Defence. Okay, so they engaged us to write their own CodeBot. We named it Dodbot. Dodbot writes code for inside the Defence Restrictive Network, and they've signed us up for 2 years, and Dodbot's doing all sorts of crazy stuff inside there and saving them lots. Okay, so the general idea is less time coding and more time creating. So we want to free up our team and get everybody working on that round table and contributing to the actual software projects. The three key factors are better collaboration, okay, faster time to market. So if you've got those ideas, you don't have to be waiting all these release cycles and sprints to actually get your code out and lift up the quality of software. If you would like to follow us on our journey, we've got a .com. Yes, we do, codebots.com. Okay, come along and sign up. Thank you.
First.
Yeah, okay.
Having had similar experiences, we have some of our own, I guess, software that we've open sourced in the bank around system specification languages to produce code. And the thing we've learnt about that is it's all about the inputs. And I doubt it's any different in this case. So if you've got a bot writing code, what's the specification language? How difficult is that to learn? You know, does that become just a new thing that the organisation has to invest in people training to write it? Because while we all like to think natural language and AI is good enough, there's no way it's going to be specific enough to write software probably yet. So how hard is it to get someone up to speed who can specify what your bot needs?
Yep, all very good questions there. There's nothing you can do about the garbage in, garbage out problem. I think that's across any business. If someone puts garbage into any sort of process, you're going to get garbage out. So you just got to make sure you have quality of systems. The actual way that you express the intent of the actual software is either using a domain-specific language, so a textual approach, or a diagramming approach, or a hybrid between those two. So some people, we just simply use spreadsheets. The bots are very good at understanding what people have actually put in the spreadsheets and translating that into the code. So as far as training goes, we can train up a new developer on the platform in 2 weeks, and then it takes normally about 2 to 4 weeks for the developer to get understanding it. But actually understanding the process from a project manager's point of view or whatever that is, it's about half a day's training. Yeah, we don't use any mathematical language in there because if you use Formal Z or any of those old school ones, formalisms, that's not it. No UML, don't worry. Yeah.
Not a developer, but I kind of want to know how you access it. Do we install this inside the organisation? Is it, I mean, Department of Defence perhaps, but other places?
Yeah, so
or is it cloud-based? Do we just download it and go for it?
Excellent question. At the moment, it's installed locally, but our next big play is actually launching Codebots.com, where it'll be a platform as a service.
Okay, and the language, I'm guessing Java, but what else is it everything? Does it matter what you want to generate, these Codebots? Can they code COBOL? Can we get rid of some bearded people? No disrespect.
None taken. As long as
so brown sweaters and beards. Yeah, that's better.
As long as the target language uses patterns and architecture actually in it, then you can train up a codebot to write in that particular language. And all software is written using patterns. So far we've created 7 different codebots.
Okay. So effectively 7 different languages, is that?
Yes.
As an output.
Yeah. PHP, Java, .NET, JavaScript. You know, all the sort of big languages.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you found any competitors in this space yet? Just out of interest.
We got a couple of competitors in the space, but they're not mixing in AI into the mix. Right. So sort of like what you were talking about. So they're trying to work out ways. It's a very exciting area in software engineering to work out ways for the users to express the intent of the software and sort of and get part of the software built from that. Yeah. But the competitors are not looking at AI in this space.
So what's probably been the biggest challenge with getting this up and running so far then?
Besides the technical challenge, so we've bootstrapped from the start, so we're up to 35 employees now, and I've got a sales pipeline, quite a healthy sales pipeline, and I'd say that the best form of investment is paying customers, but at the same time, it's also you've also always got that tension between productivity and growth, because every time you go through a growth cycle, it pulls down on your productivity. Yeah. So I'd say that's one of the main challenges, is trying to grow a business at the right pace that you can keep everybody happy that you're fulfilling sales for, but at the same time, you want to be growing forward.
Yeah, and I can't imagine this would be for every customer. So who have you found that's more been open to wanting to adopt this technology?
To be honest, I cannot pick a persona amongst it. We're getting startups right through to large businesses. The thirst for software worldwide at the moment is massive. So,
and how do you sit in terms of your business cash flow positive situation?
35 employees, all good. Yeah. Yeah, we're very, very positive in that. We're not making any profit. Anything we make in profit, we reinvest straight back into the business.
So how long have you been up and running for, sorry?
3 years. Okay. We're very lucky. We recently got the Advanced Queensland Ignite Ideas Fund. We got the big one, so we got 250 grand from Advanced Queensland. So happy days for us.
And what's the pricing model?
You hire the bot per year, just like you hire a developer per year, but they have no sick leave. Thank you.